In eons long past, a dangerous lich threatened the safety of the land. Except for one day, when a party of bumbling fools managed to catch him off guard and end him, but not completely. Now, it is up to his disgruntled magical items, once adventurers themselves, to finish the job. This is the Lich's Horde.
I'm just gonna put on my ultimate cap of bravery to give me the bravery to actually run this, because this is the first time for everything. All right, are we ready? Are we ready? Are we pumped?
Heck yeah! Let's take this game out of the pre-ether and bring it into the ether.
Yes, reach into that pre-ether.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I regret that immediately.
The pre-ether.
The pre-ether. We got 1 foot in the pre-ether, guys. Gotta step out. All right. So each of you has been a magical item for so long. It's hard to remember what it's like to have a body. It's hard to remember what it's like to breathe or to eat or to even have the simple pleasure of going to the bathroom. No, you've been an item to be used in the hands or worn around the waist of a lich. You know, living his selfish life, caring only about power and about his own longevity. This Lich Akator took you and with his foul magic turned your soul into something that he could use. And you fought many battles at his side or upon his body. You've vanquished heroes and you've downed dragons. But today, he wasn't quite paying good enough attention, and a group of heroes got the better of him. And now you sit upon his body that's smoldering. Smoke is coming from this lich's from the
this lich's britches.
Yeah, his lich's britches from the bones of this ancient terror. And a halfling rogue says, "All right, now we get to loot his body," and runs towards the.
So you're saying we're smoking? Can I go ahead and change the smell of the smoke to like a sweet incense?
You know what? I'm gonna say you can. You can do that. And upon smelling this incense, the party's cleric says, "Wait, there may still be foul magics about." And he turns towards the party's wizard and he said, "You know what? I need names. Let me pull up this fantasy name generator."
There you go. While you do that,
fantasy, shout outs to fantasy name generator.
Yeah.
Fantasy name generator.
Wait,
all
genuinely right. One of my favorite sites. Just I use it so much.
We need to make like a jingle for it. Just play it anytime it happens to be used on the show.
Fantasy name generator.
Yeah.
All right.
We can like telepathically communicate with each other, right? As objects?
Yes. You can communicate with each other, but not with any person.
Cool. Guys, finally, I am ready to retire. My gosh.
Well, I'm not entirely sure, but is this our chance to be freed? Like, am I remembering wrong? It's been so long.
Yes. It's been so very long. That's a rogue over there.
The cleric turns towards the wizard and says, "Finnet, I believe there's still some sort of foul magics about. What do you know about this lich? Is the threat truly over?" And then in some other world where
back into
there's
fantasy name generator.
Open a small window, and we'll look through the ether, into another world where whatever group of nerds is playing Dungeons and Dragons, and whoever's playing as the wizard rolls his d20 and gets a 1 right now.
Dan
rolls and gets a 1, and the whole group of people around the table groans because they all know that when you kill a lich, it's not fully dead until you destroy what for a long time has been called a phylactery, but now we're becoming more aware that that's kind of anti-Semitic to call, to name an evil artifact after, something that's used in the religion of some Jewish people. So instead, we're going to call it a Horcrux. Hopefully that is not copyrighted.
That's offensive to dark wizards.
Everybody around the table knows that the Lich, that if you don't kill a Lich, or if you don't destroy the Lich's Horcrux, it's going to come back. But because Dan rolled a natural 1, none of the players know. All right, back through the ether. That's the last we'll ever see of those guys. But the wizard Finnet turns and says, "Nope, should be fine. I believe the threat is over." Is this a chest full of gold coins? And he starts shoveling stuff into his bag of holding.
That is one bad wizard.
Oh yeah, good thing I'm not likely to be picked up by him.
So, some adventurers start bickering over the smoking corpse of the Lich, going to try to grab items that are cool. One of them grabs a coin. It's like, oh, this must be magical. It's like a big shiny coin, but it's actually just a big shiny coin. It doesn't do anything. But then another one reaches for the belt with the big buckle. It's actually the wizard. He got done with the chest of
well, this is convenient.
Of coins, and he came over and grabbed that. So Finnet, the wizard, picks up the emboldening belt of personality, and he says, "I think this should enhance my magic quite nicely." And then, let's see.
You're gonna need a lot more than that to get you some better magic detecting there, wizard.
Well, I'll make him think he's doing a good job anyways. That might help.
The wizard hears nothing, as the mortals cannot hear your voices. All right, now reaching for the aromatic glass of intuition is the cleric, Crester. He reaches down, picks up this ornate, beautiful, perhaps overly ornate, perhaps gaudy mirror.
As he picks up the mirror, I would like to fill his nose with smells of home, perhaps a homemade dish made oft by a loved one that he has not seen in quite a while.
The gods have blessed me this day. And then, reaching for the ornate, opulent dagger with a ruby hilt is the fighter. Let's see. Let's say Zoth, the fighter. Maybe Zoth is I'm gonna say Zoth is like a tiefling fighter. She reaches down and she says, "This should do quite nicely."
A slow meathead like this. I wanted the thief.
She puts the dagger in her bag because she has a big sword that she normally uses.
Hey Rube, how is it in the bag?
It's terrible.
Any fun smells? Has the bag been cleaned recently?
You could fumigate it for her.
It smells terrible in here.
The rogue reaches for a small diadem around the neck of the Lich's corpse and puts it on, and kind of face goes blank for a second and says, "Oh, I think there's something that I forgot in the other room," and then dashes off.
I can't believe the thief got Carl.
Now, when the cleric picked up the aromatic glass, did they happen to glance in the glass to see what's
right
in
now,
the mirror?
Right now, right now, Crestor is staring at the mirror, examining it. What do we have here?
What was the cleric's name?
Crester.
When Crester the mirror is going to, like, normally when you see a mirror you can see a pretty clear image, but then I want to say and as the image gets more fuzzy, Crester is going to notice that the smell of the smell that was bringing him so much warmth and making him think of home is getting stronger.
What a peculiarity. At this point, I do want to introduce and give a quick rundown of the main ability that all of you have, and that is tempting. So when any of you want to make your bearer do something, you can tempt your bearer, right? You can say, I want my bearer to do X. And as long as you have a convincing justification for why that thing that you're tempting them to do is something that is, that requires your key ability, you can do it. You can have them do it. So if you, like Jeremy, you as your thing being instinct, if you want to say the cleric is going to do such and such because that's based on instinct, like, yeah, that's how you do it. You don't have to. You can do anything that would fall under that sort of category. The main limitation of things that you can't do is you can't have your bearer act on information they don't know. You can say, well, my cleric is, out of a desire to protect himself. Instinct is going to be a weird one, but you can't say like, oh, he instinctively checks to make sure that they've picked up the Horcrux, because like he doesn't know about the Horcrux. Well, as the heroes, minus the rogue, but the remaining 5 heroes, wizard, fighter, cleric, bard, and a barbarian, pile everything they can carry into their bags of holding, and they start to head out and laughing and joking about the good times they'll have spending money at the tavern.
Guys, it was really nice getting a professional cleaning crew in here to like really get all the nooks and crannies of Akator's cave. It's really nice now.
I want to know where that thief went.
Yeah, he took Carl. Carl was actually no, I didn't like Carl. He kind of sucked, but
Hey, meathead, you sure you didn't forget anything valuable behind there? Search everything thoroughly.
Are you attempting to tempt Zoth, the fighter?
I'd love to, as soon as I can figure out how dexterity deals with that.
Yes.
I'm not really the tempter. Or not the insightful one.
Now, I will say there's a bit of information that
do we know anything about that diadem that the thief took?
Yes. Well, this is a here's what you know. The 3 of you know that there is a Horcrux. You also know that if a certain ritual is performed with that Horcrux within 24 hours, the Lich, Akator, will return. And he will most likely swiftly come to collect the 3 of you, and you'll return to your lives of drudgery. But if 24 hours passes without the Lich maintaining his hold upon you, then 3 of you will return to mortality, back to your normal lives. That's just the effects of the spell, which you've picked up enough of just based on being around the Lich for so long.
To be clear, we are trying to prevent this ritual from happening.
Yes.
I mean, unless you want to stay a mirror for all of eternity.
No, I wasn't sure if the ritual was for good for us or good for the Lich. So we want to prevent.
If you can prevent the ritual from happening, then you will be able to resume your mortal forms. If you're able to destroy the Horcrux before the Lich returns to form, then you will be free forever.
Do we know what item the Horcrux is held in?
You don't. You're not. It's possible that it could be the diadem. but you're not sure. The diadem.
Have we ever spoken to the diadem before?
Yeah, the diadem seems to be alive. You've spoken to the diadem before, but it's possible that the diadem could still also be the Horcrux. It could be kind of a 2-in-1 situation. As your heroes, as the party leaves the dungeon and they crawl out, this was a pretty nasty fight. They caught the Lich by surprise, but they were, they were fighting above their challenge rating. I'll just say that, and they're pretty damaged, so they're excited to get back. And maybe it's the excitement, or maybe it's the weariness, but they don't seem to notice something that the three of you pick up as you sense other living things in the area creeping towards this party.
Hey, Smelly Man. They should,
oh, yes.
They should go back and try to get that thief. Yeah, it'd be a real shame if there was a thief around here.
Did the thief not leave the cave with them?
No, the thief... So the thief said, oh, I gotta go into another room. I guess I should have mentioned that, yeah. As the party finished clearing out the Lich's horde, they couldn't find the thief anywhere, and that's why they started to leave the cave.
Got it. As they start to leave the cave, I'd like to I do not know what sort of I'm noticing that there's some sort of living thing coming closer. I would like to make this cleric start to smell the familiar but acrid smell of goblins.
I was gonna say fish. You could say something smells fishy.
Good. We could.
We gotta save that for later.
That would have been clever as a pun.
So, give me a specific thing that you want to tempt the cleric to do, because your magical effect is going to be more of that's kind of the flavor of something that happens as you do this. But your main ways of affecting the world is you are tempting you're tempting your bearer to use the ability that you enhance.
I mean, I guess I'm trying to tempt them to make a perception check to see if there's things nearby.
Tempt them to be paranoid.
I want to make them suspicious that they are not alone and that they may be in danger.
Yes. So you reach out and tempt the cleric, and he, holding the mirror, he's like, I feel so quick and mentally awake. I feel like I could notice anything. And he starts glancing about quickly and noticing little, crack as somebody steps on something small steps on a branch in the distance, and he hears the sound of breathing further away than he should be able to hear it, and then suddenly a smell comes out of the mirror. The scent somehow knows that is the smell of goblins, and I am, let's see, going to. All right, here's what I'm going to do, mainly because I am excited to test out the rules. So I'm going to say that this is going to be a contest, right? Because anytime you're tempting an NPC to do something that's going to be resisted by another NPC, that triggers a contest. So you're trying to make this cleric aware of the threat so that his team will have the advantage in this fight, and the goblins are trying to get the jump on you guys. So let's see. Okay, so if you guys want to pull up the 1-page rule sheet, it's page 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah,
it's not page 1.
Thing. So yeah, I know, right? Step 1, GM sets the stage. All right, so I'm hinting that So the goblins are trying to be sneaky enough that they're getting the jump on you. Jeremy, I believe that, or Glass, I believe that you are
Mr. Glass.
Yes. Tempting your bearer to notice the goblins so that your party will have the initiative. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. The other of you two, are you gonna try to getting involved in this contest in any way? Are you gonna try to tempt your bearers in any way right now?
Yeah. So we make it clear between each other that something's not right? We notice the goblins, but they don't?
Yes.
Hey, Meathead, you should, sneak around somewhere, Maybe there's something good hidden around here.
So you're tempting your bearer to slip away rather than be involved in whatever ambush might be about to happen. Is that correct?
Yeah, get that warrior out of that fight.
Not like split off, but more so like get them to counter sneak attack.
Oh, okay. Right. Gotcha.
Ambush the ambush,
Yes. Good. And Belt, are you going to tempt your bearer?
Oh yeah, for sure. What was the wizard's name again? It's like Fenric or something.
The wizard's name is Finnet.
Finnet. Hey, Finnet. Maybe you should set your hat on fire and strike a pose.
That would be pretty audacious. I'll say that. What are you trying to accomplish with this?
I want to appear so confident and dangerous as to scare the enemy off instead of incurring the attack.
All right. So, we're going to roll dice now. I guess first I should assign bonuses and penalties. That's going to be a plus or minus 1 or 2, depending on circumstances. Okay. So, each of the people in this group is going to have a -2 because they just came out of a fight with a Lich. All right. The goblins aren't going to have any sort of modifier. And now to roll the dice. So the way NPCs work in this is each of them is going to have, based on how strong the character should be, they're going to have a dice set, right? And they'll have one key attribute that's going to be that die, and then any other attribute that they would try to use will be a die lower than it. So, for example, a wizard would have as their key attributes intelligence. Would roll a d6 if they were rolling intelligence, but they're going to roll a d4. So Finnet is going to be a d4 -2 plus he's rolling a d4, so your modifier for now, your die is a d2.
Okay, cool.
So you can write that on your sheet.
Yep.
Crester, a cleric. Clerics generally roll with with wisdom in D&D, but we can say that instinct is pretty much the same thing as wisdom. It's close enough. I'm gonna go with instinct being his thing. So he'll roll with a d6 -2. So Jeremy, write that a d4 is your strength, is your die. And Zoth will roll with a d4 because her main ability is strength. So d4 -2, and then Matt, yours is a d2 right now. And then helping are going to be the two other members of your party. Let's see if any of them would be particularly good in an ambush situation. They are a bard and a barbarian. Both of those are not having their key skills with this, so it's going to be 2 more d4s. All right, this time to do some rolling. Oh yeah. All right. So this is going to be a 2-sided combat. Just so let's go ahead and Matt, can you roll? Okay, so you rolled a 2 with your d2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
so
rather,
I'll
I rolled a 4 with my d4 and then divided it by 2.
Perfect. And the d4. Okay, so Zoth is gonna get a 2 in that. All right. Jeremy, what did you get?
I rolled a 1.
Okay. All right. Crester's getting a 5.
I got a 1 as well.
All right. 4. Finnet has a 0 in this.
Cool. Well, guys, guess I'll be working with the goblins real soon.
And the bard and the barbarian both have one.
My guy's kind of a weenie.
All right.
We would not be appreciated by the goblins.
Oh no. We gotta figure a way out of this.
Come on, meathead. Sneak around the bush.
Carl was good at these kind of things.
Okay. This is a lot of small dice. Okay. All right.
Oh boy.
0 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. The adventurers get a total of 9. And on the other hand, the goblins, 4 plus 4. They rolled really well. Plus 1,
No.
plus 4, plus 1, plus
Yep.
3. Get a 17.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good stuff.
So the goblins are going to win this fight, but let's see what the difference is. 17 minus 9 is an 8. Oh no, the difference is big enough. So in a team contest, anyone who, sadly, anyone who rolls lower than the difference between the two team scores, anybody who's on the losing team and rolls lower than the difference is not just defeated, but they are slain. So despite your valiant attempts to warn your heroes or get them around the other side or make an audacious display, they're too weary and too badly injured, and the goblins, they jump out of the trees and they start they just batter the heroes and they all fall, and the goblins, "Ooh, this looks pretty," and they start grabbing stuff, and so each of you finds yourself being picked over by goblins.
I want to.
Now I'm gonna pull up the goblin
Yeah,
name
there you go.
generator.
I want to change the visage on my buckle and like on the banding to be like the most vicious, just like gnarly thing possible to try and attract the most brutal and strongest goblin to claim me.
Okay.
Hey, Greenskin, you like shiny? You know, if you take your other stuff from your companions here, think of how much shiny you could have.
Oh, interesting.
The aromatic glass is feeling above the goblins. It's feeling very snooty.
And how does that smell?
It smells of a perfume that is too rich for them to afford.
But yeah, I want my guy to steal the 2 other artifacts and run off.
Okay. So, these goblins are grabbing at artifacts, and first off, I want to ask, how exactly are you tempting him to do this? Is it like a sort of like a sneaky little sleight of hand, or is it like, slit somebody's throat with a dagger? Because either one could be dexterity.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh no, you've made Matt make a decision. You have to make a decision.
I get to decide. I am the player. Oh, I haven't fully decided at just how evil my character is. Obviously, the goal is to do the main quest, but like I've got my own ways
be
of doing
evil. It's fun. You're a cursed item. When are you ever gonna get such a chance to be evil?
Oh, okay. Slit their throats.
All right. Okay. So,
You've done it. You've convinced me. You used tempt on me.
yes. Well, here's the thing. These goblins are good at being sneaky. So their key stat is dexterity. And so you are going to already have a slight advantage with this. You'll be rolling with a d4, and the ones that are instead going to be rolling with perception / instinct / wisdom to be able to notice this in time will be rolling with a d2. But
Unless
here's the thing.
My companions don't have to resist.
Yes, they don't have to resist. And there's also another little feature. You can... So any of you that have seen Lord of the Rings knows that one of the ring bearers was betrayed by the ring, and the ring, kind of fell off him in a key moment, and he was shot by orcs. You can betray your bearer and instead tempt somebody else in this fight, giving them your advantage. But if you don't end up winning the fight, you lose the ability to tempt this bearer. And so it's kind of a
one-time use.
Yeah, it can be a dangerous.
I would like to
proposition.
betray my goblin.
All right.
I
Oh yes, describe the way you betray the goblin and instead help the goblin. The goblin that's holding the dagger quietly says to himself, "Jedric deserves all the shinies. It is Jedric's birthday."
Happy birthday, Jedric. This one's for you.
I would like to, when as Jedric's eyes sweep past the aromatic glass, I would like to fill Jedric's nose with the smell of the sweet ambrosia that he has only tasted a few times in his life, and that he longs for.
Jedric longs for the sweet ambrosia.
Is Jedric the strongest or like most brutal goblin, or is that a different one? And Jedric is going to soon usurp that position.
They all seem to be equally brutal.
Okay, yeah, sure. So what I'll do is I'll betray the goblin closest to me, or the one that's already taken me. I will. I think this is fun. I'll. Hey man, like you guys did really great out there. Yo, good work, good hustle. You know what? Honestly, you're probably totally chill and you're probably great. No need to like worry about anything or look over your shoulder or whatnot. Like you got this one in the bag.
Oh, interesting.
I want him to.
You're inspiring him to be audaciously careless.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Let's get our super goblin.
Yes. So it's gonna be. Here's what I'm trying to decide. Are the other 3 goblins gonna get involved in this fight?
I mean, is it a fight if Jedric just snags us and runs?
Well, wait, Matt, did you say he was going stabby or just...
Oh, he's going to slit their throats.
Slit their throats, he said.
They don't deserve the shiny. Shiny
all right.
is his.
Okay. So, what are your dice levels again?
2.
Yeah, I think we're all 2, aren't we?
2,
I'm
2,
a
and
4.
4. Okay.
Oh, must be nice.
You know what? I'm gonna roll to see how many of these other 3 goblins get involved, because I'm on the fence about it. Okay, 2 of them get involved. All right, let's see. So, each of you roll your dice and tell me what you get. Oh, I'm also.
Fudge.
You know what? I'm gonna switch something up. I'm gonna say that all of them get involved, but because they're getting stabbed in the back, they all have a -1.
I rolled a
You got
2.
a 2.
Hey, I got a 1.
Hey.
Hey, we're at 5.
And Jedric gets a 4. So that's 9. All right. Let's see. Okay. So here's the thing. They were each rolling a d2, and they were being surprised. So they had a -1 modifier. So their total that their side gets in this combat is a 2. So Jedric, being inspired and tempted by the power of the extreme dexterity that this knife gives him, goes, stabby. And soon he stands panting and traumatized, holding all of the treasure with a pile of dead goblins at his feet.
The belt buckle, it changes from the like gruesome whatever to saying number 1 goblin.
Jedric doesn't know what he's done.
Jedric's a rich boy.